Hi everyone, it's me again. Hi, my name's Ruan and this is my channel, The Yorkshire Sew Girl. Today I'm gonna talk a little bit about what I made in December. I know it's a bit late and normally I'd have got all of this done way before, but with Christmas and kids and pandemics and things like that, you know, other things have got in the way. So I thought what I'd do is I'd do a little bit about what I made in December, and I'll also talk a little bit about some of the gifts that I got as well for Christmas, because I got some nice little bits as well that are kind of sewing related. So I thought I would have a chat about that. I've had a flurry of new subscribers over the last few days, which is really nice. I think that's all down to the lovely Tamlin at Sewn on the Tyne, who mentioned me in her video. So hello to any new subscribers that have joined me on this little journey where I chat mostly about what I've sewn, what I plan on sewing, and I procrastinate about a lot of things and stuff like that. So yeah, so what I'm wearing today is something that was actually gifted to me for Christmas, and it's a jumper that my amazing mum made for me. So she knitted this. I have absolutely no idea what the pattern is. If I go around here, you might be seeing it a bit better actually. Ooh, yeah. So it's this beautiful cream fabric with it's like a pinky lilac at the bottom. Fits me like a glove with this gorgeous scooped neckline, and she made the sleeves extra long because I have big time monkey arms. So everything's always too short for me in the sleeves, but look how gorgeous they are. And it is the toastiest, nicest feeling. It's just beautiful. So I was super chuffed when she got me this for Christmas, and I'm wearing them with these lovely earrings that my best friend bought me as well. And literally, how perfect can they be to go with this jumper? Amazing. In fact, I'm feeling kind of good today. I think that's because yeah, I've been living in joggers, pajamas, loungewear, anything I can get my hands on that is comfy recently. In fact, my husband this morning was just watching me with interest this morning while I was getting ready. I could see him just sat watching me. So it's like, right, A, she's got washed. Oh yeah. B, she shaved her legs. Aye, aye. C, she's put some slap on her face. And D, she's done her hair. Woohoo! And he's just come in, seen me setting all this up and gone, doing a YouTube video, aren't you, love, today? And I'm like, yes, I am. Get out, Satan. Don't need you here. So I think he thought it might have been for him, but anyway, no better, shouldn't he? He's used to seeing me with absolutely nothing on and looking a little bit crazy. So yeah, so that was one of the things that I got for Christmas. The other thing that my mum made me was this beautiful grey hat with these lovely little flowers on, and it is gorgeous. I'm always moaning when I'm out about my ears. My ears always hurt when it's really cold. I don't know about anybody else if that's just a random thing. And I always get it worse in this ear. So this ear, I don't know why I'm telling you this, used to stick out a lot more. I used to have one random sticky out ear, not two sticky out ears, one random one, and I used to do my head in. So I had it pinned back when just before I got married, because I didn't want to stare at my big ear in my wedding photos. Extravagant, I know, but I don't regret it. But this one tends to hurt more, so she's made me a hat that will cover over my ears when I go for a walk, which is lovely. I'm not going to put it on. The reason being is, does anybody know how to wear a hat in a kind of cool way when you've got a fringe? Because every time I put it on, it's not an attractive look. Yeah, answers below on a postcard, because I can't make that look good no matter what I do. So I just have to hope I don't meet anybody when I go out, which is a shame because it's beautiful. And she also made me this matching little scarf with this detail on the bottom, which is just lovely because it's not massive, so it's just perfect for putting around your neck when you've got like a coat on. You don't want it to be too bulky. This and the hat, beautiful. So it was really nice because I got stuff that was made for me this time rather than the other way around, which was really good. And my sister-in-law, she has also just started sewing, which I thought was really good. And this year she's made gifts. So I was super chuffed that she made me some bits, because it's so nice, isn't it, as a sewer to get gifts like that as well. So she made me a little eye mask that's reversible as well, which is beautiful. A headband, which I always use, which is good for when I'm taking my makeup off and doing all my face cream and stuff. She also made me like a little drawstring pouch look, and then inside, which are lovely, and I've been meaning to make some of these for ages but never got round to it, some little makeup remover pads. So they're all in like the same colourways as well, which is really nice. And this is a soap pouch. I don't know where the soap's gone. Anyway, and you put the soap inside it, wet it, get it all lathered up, and it acts as like a scrub as well. So I can't wait to get that tried out. Now, the other thing she made, which was absolutely amazing, was some Christmas tree decorations. And I think I took a photo, so if I have, I will pop a picture in. And they were all our initials, and also one that said Joy, and she had hand embroidered each of them and then stuffed them, and they are beautiful. So yeah, that and a bottle of Baileys from them, and I was more than happy. But like I said to my brother, I would have been more than happy with just the stuff that was made, because I know how long it takes to make all of these things and the thought and effort that goes into it. So yeah, super pleased with that. Other sewing related goodies that I got for Christmas. So we have a Secret Santa at work where we have a £30 budget, and we all pick a name out of a hat earlier on in the year, and then we all give it to each other at the last day before we break up. And I got this gorgeous pincushion. Everybody knows I love pincushions, and it's not Liberty, I don't think, but it looks like a Liberty print, and it's in the shape of a pear, which is lovely because I've got a Liberty apple one, so that can sit nicely along with that. And I also got this pair of beautiful scissors, like rainbow scissors with a unicorn on. Love them. So yeah, I was super chuffed with that as well. Now, I gave my husband links to things that I wanted for Christmas because he's a little bit hit and miss with stuff. So this time I thought, you know what, I'll make it easy for him and I'll just send him links earlier in the year. But I actually forgot what I'd sent him, so that was quite a nice surprise come Christmas Day. So I had no idea. And I've been wanting this for ages, and he bought me it, bless him, for Christmas. And this is a tote bag that says, I'd rather be sewing. And it's just gorgeous, nice size as well. And then in this lilac colour on here, and this is from the Crafty Pin-Up Shop. But he also got me the little pin badge that goes with it there. So these are all my other little pin badges that I've got. I just as I get them, I'm going to pop them on here and put them up, because I don't tend to actually wear them on my clothes very often. Don't like putting holes in things. That's why I always have one of those poppy things that goes on my bag rather than on my clothes every year. So yeah, so I got those as well, so I can't wait to, you know, when I go out and start doing things, to be able to use that tote bag. And the other thing that I got from my boys was this, and that's the Breaking the Pattern book from Named Clothing. So I've had a really good look through this, and it is a beautiful, beautiful book. So I really want to start having a think about what item of clothing I would like to make from that first. And it's such a good deal because the amount of patterns you get for your money, you know, it's pretty impressive. And they also go from UK sizes 6 to 22, which I think is really, really quite good, particularly for a book. A lot of the time you get them in smaller sizes, and then you have to go online and download the larger sizes, so that's really good. But it says you can do an enticing collection of 20 timeless garments. So for the price, I think it retails in the UK for £26, but I think this one, I can't remember where it was from, but it was a little bit cheaper. When you think the amount of patterns and garments you can make out of that, it's, you know, some patterns are £20 each, aren't they? So yeah, I'm gonna have a really good think about how I want to do it. What I do like about this book as well is it talks about, if you want to, when you're kind of more in the beginner stage of sewing, is to start off with the first pattern and work your way through all the way, I think, to this trench coat pattern, which is the most complicated, and then you learn a lot of the techniques as you go along. So yeah, I think that'd be a really nice present for someone as well who's just starting to make garments. Yeah, think that's quite a nice present for somebody. So I'll link all of this stuff that I can below as well throughout the video, so that you can go and have a look if anybody's interested in purchasing. But I like the aesthetic and everything of name clothing. I've got the kilo wrap dress pattern as well, ready for making something in the summer, although I have seen some autumn winter versions with long sleeves that look really good. So I've just got so many things I want to make. I just need to write a big list, don't I, and work out by month what I'm going to make and try and stick to it. But like that ever happens. That's why I haven't done a January plans video, because over Christmas I was kind of like, I really don't know what I want to make. I want to just make loads of cozy clothing, so I gave myself the month of not planning anything really and just making what I want, and that's what I'm doing. So on to makes. Now last month I couldn't show you this because I was doing a pattern test for Stitch Witch patterns, but this is up on my grid now and it's all released and everything, so I can show you it. But this is called the Hemlock top. So it's a crossover top which you can make out of woven, and this is a little tie that you make that you can then cinch in round your waist. And I made it with this beautiful viscose fabric that I got as a remnant from, I think it was from Material Girl Laura at the time. And this is a great pattern. Again, a really good one for beginners as well. You don't have to worry too much about the sizing, although it does have bust darts on it. That's about the only thing in regards to fitting really. So I actually sized down in this one because I knew I was going to wear a vest top underneath it. Now, as you can see, I'm not the biggest busted kind of gal. So whenever I wear wrap type garments, I always struggle with gaping. So I thought what I'll do is I'll go down a size and wear a vest underneath it. So I will pop some photos up as well so that you can see what it looks like on me. But yeah, go search the hashtag because there was quite a lot of people testing this pattern and some of the versions are just fantastic. So I would highly recommend that. I think it would be really nice as, you know, like almost a kimono style top as well. Really nice for holiday. And you could even lengthen it as well, really. Although it does flare out quite a bit at your hips. But yeah, I think this for the summer, beautiful. The next thing I made in December is this crazy jumper. So this is, as many of you've probably seen, the Tilly and the Buttons new sweatshirt, the Billy. And you can make this in a dress version and a jumper version, and you can have two different types of sleeve. So a big puffy sleeve with big puffs at the bottom at the cuff as well, or you can have a plain sleeve, which is really nice. It's got quite a high neck here. Again, I'll put some photos in of me wearing it, and I made it in this fabric which was from, and it's a French terry from Frumble Fabrics. Now I've seen a couple of other people make this jumper as well in this same fabric, and I'm not surprised because it's stunning. It was lovely to work with. I made in this a size 6. Now I'm pretty much in between a 5 and a 6 with Tilly and the Buttons, and I think this is slightly large on me. I'd still wear it no problem because I absolutely love it, but I think I'm going to size down next time I make it, and I'm really keen on making the dress version next. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to size down to a 5, and because it's made with stretchy fabric, and if I'm making the dress it's probably going to be more of a cozy house dress anyway, and just give it a go because I'm kind of like that. Just give it a go, why not? But yeah, beautiful jumper with gorgeous fabric. I would highly recommend this for beginners. Little bit tricky around the cuffs for people if they're not experienced, because you've got a lot of gathering to do, and again it depends I think on the thickness of your fabric. But I quite like the idea of making a lighter version of this as well, in maybe like a nice cotton jersey, because I think it'd look quite nice, or even, you know, a viscose jersey, because the drape you'd get at your sleeves might be quite nice. But the other thing I'm thinking about adjusting next time is the if I do the jumper version, I might take away the puffiness of this top shoulder seam and make the standard sleeve pattern with it, but keep the big bishop sleeve because I like it. Yeah, so yeah, that was another make that I did. Now I also made, which I haven't actually got here to hand because I gave it to my mum for Christmas, the Harper Cardigan by Sinclair Patterns, and that is a free pattern, and I made it in a lovely navy cable knit fabric. Where did I get that from? Can't remember, but I'll find out and I'll link it down below. But you've probably seen the cable knit fabrics all over the place because there's a lot of people making things with them at the moment, and there's some gorgeous, gorgeous colours. My mum wears a lot of blue though, so I thought, you know what, a navy cardigan, you really can't go wrong. So I made it in a nice navy colour for her, and I'll pop some pictures up, and she was suited with it. I finally got to see my mum on Christmas Day because we were allowed to, because up north we were allowed one family over at Christmas, and she wore it on Christmas Day, so yeah, she was really, really pleased with it. So I would definitely make more of those. Really quick and easy make. I did it all on my overlocker, and yeah, it was great. The only thing I did do wrong, I was so careful to make sure that everything was aligned and pattern matched because of the nature of the cable knit. There's thicker panels and then thinner panels. I wanted it to look really nice down here at the front of the cardigan, and to make sure that they match from one side to the other. So I did an awful lot of thinking about it when I was cutting it out, a lot more than I would do normally. And but then I realised when I did the cuffs, I'd done them upside down. So I matched them really nicely at the end, but actually when you look at them, they're upside down. Now, my mum hasn't noticed. I don't think people probably would have noticed if I didn't point it out, but yeah, did them upside down after all of that work. And I nearly unpicked it and did some more, and then I thought, it'd be right. My mum won't notice, it'll be fine. And then the last thing I made in December that was in my plans was the Friday Pattern Company Wilder gown, but as a blouse version, and I made it in this amazing pink animal print fabric that I got from Textile Brothers on Facebook. Beautiful fabric to work with, really good quality, cheap as chips. And I decided again to downsize on this because if you see a lot of the photos and everything on Instagram, the hashtag, you can see it's really quite oversized. But that worked against me because the hip measurements on there are obviously for the dress version and not for the top version. So when I came to try it on, it was a little bit tight on my hips. So I unpicked this seam and did it a much smaller seam allowance just to give myself a little bit of extra movement. However, I do think if I was to do it again, which I will do it again, I would grade out to a larger size for the hip section just to make it a little bit more flowy. And I would also, I didn't lengthen this, and I think I would maybe lengthen it for my body type by maybe an inch or so, just because I think I would like to tuck this into black trousers for work or some jeans for going out with the girls for a drink when we're ever gonna do that again, please God. Yeah, so again, really, really quick, easy make, and I cheated a little bit. So instead of here at the gathered collar, you are supposed to cut some of your same fabric, sew it together into a tie and thread that through. I got some black velvet ribbon. So that's saved on time as well, but I really like the look of that, and I'll have popped the pictures in by now, hopefully, that show me wearing this. And what's nice about this is you can wear it open or you can wear it tied up. So depending on what look you prefer. Now, I really like things quite high up on my neck. I like that look on me. So I would probably be wearing this done up, I would have thought. But now when I looked at this in the dress version, I was kind of like, nah, it's not for me, that. But the more versions I've seen of it, the more I'm thinking, do you know what, I might be able to get away with it. So yeah, I think that'll be for maybe later on in the year, but I've got my eye on potentially making a full dress version of that. But I do think this would be lovely for work, and I'm kind of thinking maybe long sleeve version with a bit of elasticated section here with a bit of a flounce on the end as well would look really nice. So I think there's loads of possibilities with this pattern. I've seen quite a lot where people have used really sheer fabric as well, so you can see through it, and I think that is gorgeous. And if anybody watched my fabric haul video, my last one, I'll put a card up for it above. If anybody wants to go and have a look at it. I did buy a fabric in the Samantha Claridge Studio sale, which was black with gold all over it, and that was kind of see-through, and I think that's what I'm going to make nearer Christmas. I'm going to make a wilder gown blouse, I think, because I think that would be really, really nice for Christmas parties again. Please, let's hope that's going to happen, but who knows. So that's everything I made. I was due to also make this in December, and I started it in December, but I didn't finish it until January. So I'll talk that through in my January video when I come to record that. Now, the other thing that turned up the other day, and I normally do a separate video for this one, but I kind of couldn't resist opening it straight away. I was so excited because we've had a lot of snow up north. So I thought it would be delayed massively this month, but no, came in really good time, so I can't say anything bad about Royal Mail. The little red van turned up outside my door, and I skipped to the door to collect it. It's my So Hayley Jane box. So this is my subscription box. I won't go into too much detail because I do have other videos that explains a bit more if anybody has not seen anything to do with this. I subscribe to the classic box, which is the medium one. So I thought I'd show anybody who hasn't already seen what is inside. So this month's theme is, oh, Mr. Darcy. Oh. So it's kind of like a romantic theme, I think. Obviously we've got Valentine's coming up next month as well, so it'll be interesting to see what's in that box. But this is a lovely box again. The little magazine, I won't go into again too much detail, it has everything that you want for inspiration in there. It does talk, it does do an interview with a small business, and this month's is all about the Specky Seamstress, which is fantastic because I've just bought some bias binding from here, and it's really good quality, and I love supporting new businesses. So yeah, worth a good read. So I'm saving that for a cup of tea this afternoon, and I'm going to have a good read of that. And the reason I mentioned the Specky Seamstress is because that's one of the parts of the subscription box. So some bias binding, which I don't know if this is like an exclusive to So Hayley Jane, because I've not seen this on the website, but it's this lovely like peachy coral colour with, it looks like an open book with red hearts on it, which is beautiful. So I'm not sure how much is on there, but it does look a fair amount. So that will be getting put into something, no doubt. The Notion, oh, I can't show you the sweet treat since I've eaten it. So the treat this month was an Earl Grey cup of tea, very English, darling, for Mr. Darcy, and a chocolate love heart. So yeah, it's gone, sorry. The Notion this month is some elastic. So that's really good because who doesn't need elastic? Quite good sizes actually, even for mask making. But I'm quite glad I've got this thickness because I think, again, this would be really good on little flared cuffs. I just need to learn how to do that, don't I, for that wilder gown. So yeah, I'll have a look at that. But we all need a bit of elastic in our stash. Fat quarters. So the 4 fat quarters are really beautiful colours actually this time, and they all go together really, really nicely. And this is them here. So you've got one in like a navy with like a coral and white colour on, a really nice coral with like an Aztec print on it. I think that's my favourite actually. This one is a pale blue, but it's got darker blue and almost purple patches on it, which then links in with this one, which is like a mid blue with navy white, paler blue, and the coral peachy colour leaves on it as well. So one of my resolutions this year is to make sure that I make something, not garment related specifically, every month using some fat quarters. So that is my challenge for this month, and I've got my eye on a couple of things. So I'm going to put these in my fat quarter stash, and over the year I'll be trying loads of different things to make with fat quarters. and then I'll have a nice little collection of stuff ready for anything that I particularly like and want to make a lot more of. So yeah, then the last but not least is the fabric, and here is the colour of thread that matches. Now this is in a couple of colourways. I've seen somebody else's video who has got this in a lovely blue variant, but I have got, it's more purple actually. I think a lot of people have been saying it's a red version, and that kind of doesn't give you the right hint really, because it doesn't match exactly the thread this month. But this is my fabric and it is lovely. So it's a viscose, 2.5 meters as in every box. Really lovely quality. It feels really silky, and on it it's got these flowers and leaves, these swirly leaves. The flowers are in like a beige colour with like a flash of almost like hot pink in the middle around the outside. So yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to make with these yet, but I don't know why it screamed to me pyjamas. I've seen, is it the Caroline pyjamas recently that I've seen? And the other one that I've been looking at a lot recently is, I can't remember the name of the pattern, but I think Tamlin from Sewn on the Tyne is actually making them at the moment, and they're the new pyjama pattern by Sew Over It, and that's in like a crossover type style, and I thought that would look really nice. It looked quite posh, wouldn't it? I think it looked a bit posh, again, yeah, fitting with the Mr. Darcy theme for this month. So yeah, really happy with that. I just need to get it in the wash now, don't I? So that'll be going straight in the wash after this video. So I think that's it. That's it for today. That's enough of my Yorkshire tones for you, I think. I could have done quite a few other videos, but I didn't want to overload everybody. I have put up on my Instagram channel my Make 9 plans for 2021. I've never done that before, but there's quite a few patterns that I've had my eye on for a long time, and I wanted to kind of cement them in there that they've got to get done this month. It doesn't mean I'm not going to make loads of other things, because I will be doing, but I thought that might give me a little bit of structure and something to try and achieve by the end of the month. So yeah, I could have done a video on that, and I could have done a video on January plans and all sorts, and I thought, you know what, you don't need to be seen too much of me, do you now? So I'm going to wrap up for today. The next video I do will probably be my January makes, I would have thought. Oh, and the other thing I was going to say is I'm very lucky to have our box room as my sewing room, and I've kind of just bodged it together to make do, but now that things have settled down a bit, I have decided I'm going to kind of refit this room to suit sewing. At first I kind of just temporarily put it together to see if I would use it an awful lot, and I use it all the time. I'm pretty much in here every day. I also do work from home as well at the moment, so it's quite a good base for that, even though that is like torture, because then I have to stare at my sewing stuff that I can't use while I'm working. So I am gonna be redoing this room and getting some fitted furniture installed at some point. So if anybody would be interested in kind of like before after, I thought maybe I might do some sort of video on what it used to look like, what my plans are, and then as it's starting to get pulled together, and maybe some organisational ideas and things like that, because that's what I'm quite interested in at the moment. So if anybody's up for a video like that, then please do say so below, and do comment below. I do love reading all of the comments. It always makes me smile, and I've had quite a lot of comments recently from people all over the world, which is amazing. So yeah, I really enjoy reading everybody's comments below. So yeah, let me know either way. If you're not bothered, just say no. Just give it a rest, Ruan. Not interested. I hope everybody's well. I hope everybody's coping. And I will see you again, hopefully, at the end of the month. Take care. Bye.